As I was listening to you, I was thinking about something that I always try and remind myself, especially when it comes to people going through breakups, is that you either grow together or you grow apart,
Yeah.
but both are growing,
Yes.
right? We
Yes.
think if we grow together, we're growing.
Yeah.
But you also say you grow apart,
Yes.
but there's
Yes.
still growth
Still growth.
in that journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, I saw something the other day that really resonated with me. My friend sent it to me, and it said something like, when things don't go your way, it's God in the universe saying, not now, not this, I got something better.
Yes.
Right? And it's
Yes.
that understanding of just being able to have that trust in the moment. When you've done it enough times, you get a better relationship. But how have you learned in the moment to deal with that emotion and to learn how to trust?
It's been a process, and as I said, like, it's a practice. I was thinking earlier today about how we always talk about bad habits, but I started thinking about good habits. For me, one of my good habits has been to use the scriptures that I read and stay consistent and diligent in my prayers and my meditations, staying consistent with the way I love myself and treat myself. And that kind of helps me build the armor and the strength to be like, when I have some of the most difficult pains. One of my greatest lessons and times that I've grown as a human being has been in one of the greatest pains I had. And that was a breakup, a heartbreak, where I was like broken. And I hadn't been broken like that. I had lost people in my life. And that was definitely devastating. But it was something about a heartbreak where the person was, obviously you hear they still alive. This was the first love that I had as an adult, and I knew God had ordained it. But at a certain point, it became not healthy. And when we were partying, it was hard. It was really hard. And it wasn't like I made the decision. I got broke up with, and it was like, whew, this is hard. And at times I wasn't eating like consistently. I was sitting in this hotel room for weeks, just trying to find a peace, calling my aunt, talking to different people about it. It was weighing on me. As much as I was still trying to hold on and be like, God, I know you said this was the relationship. I thought this was the relationship. Well, I learned some lessons in that. One of the lessons was that I was willing to dim my light for others. And in that relationship, I was dimming my light. It's not that person's fault. I take responsibility for that. And I was dimming my light, but I was doing that not only in that relationship, I would do it when I would get around other artists that were more known than me, people that were like more celebrated than me. I would just dim my light for whatever. It might not even be about popularity, money, or anything. I would dim my light if someone else just had something that I felt was greater than me. Well, I started to learn to love myself more, and that became a practice, and it became saying beautiful things to myself and repeating those scriptures and like starting to do things for myself that like fed into who I am and the things that I love. And Jay, about being present, that really taught me to be present, because at a certain point I had to realize, yeah, that was something, that a relationship that was in divine order for me. And we had gotten the lessons out of that relationship, and I got the pain that would send me to a whole new height and would turn me into a light that I never knew I had. And that's when it was done at that point. But it's hard sometimes to understand that it's done. But once you realize that God ordained the relationship, and he also ordained the progress from it and the moving forward from it, then I was able to move forward and be more present in my life and take that understanding of, man, I can believe in myself. I grew up in an environment where my mother is very strong and like wise woman, but you got to find a balance in that. And I didn't have the balance. I would always dim my light.
Yeah.
And eventually I was like, I have to declare and claim and know within myself and speak towards my greatness, towards the things that I envision for myself and the things that I know I am. I have to say it. I have to believe it, and I have to not be afraid to wear my greatness in front of anyone.